I did commercial art like he did. Then from there I went to MATC for visual, actually it was like graphic design, visual communications.
Hello, my name is Fred Robinson. Welcome to the Artist Connection. Today we have local mural artists Reynaldo, Hernandez, and Rozalia Hernandez. Welcome.
Thank you.
How are you doing today?
Thank you for having us.
Yes. So I ran into your dad at a social event, and yourself, and never met him, but I've heard about him. As legendary as he is, I asked you guys to come on and do this interview, and you accepted, and I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
So, Mr. Hernandez, tell me a little bit about yourself.
All right.
Are you from Milwaukee? How did you get into this?
Well, I knew your father, so he knew me. But
Okay.
you must have been running around when I was at the gallery. But, I got into this just by being an artist all my life. Since I was little, I was an artist of drawing, going to school. In high school, I went to a boys' tech, which taught commercial art, we called it at that time. So you can graduate and get a job in the real world, make a living at art commercially.
Right,
After graduation, I eventually worked at a television station, Channel 4. I started out in the film department, so I know all the film, waiting for an opening in the art department. So I've been over there for some years, and then while I was working in the art department at Channel 4, also worked as a courtroom sketch artist. They'd pull me out of the art department, connect me with the news department, go down to all the local courts and federal court. Then later on, because of modern technology, it was only federal court, because they have cameras in courtrooms now. And then after that, after working for a while, if you're an artist, you get you're a little hyper and you want to work for yourself. So we call that freelancing. When you work for yourself or start your own business. Right now it's big. Back in that day, it took brave people to try to go on their own. And after graduation, people would say, you're a good artist, you should go to New York, or you should go to the West Coast. But I ended up here because I have a family. I have 6 children.
Okay.
4 girls, 2 boys. Majority of them are art. So they learned art from when she was small and her sisters. So when I did a mural project and I need artists, I taught my kids about brushes and paints. Well, since they're little, they have no choice. That's the old school way. If I was a cobbler or a shoemaker, I would teach all my kids how to shoe shoes and how to do things, or a farmer. So they learned art, but I didn't shove it down their throat. But they liked it, and so they pursued it also.
Okay.
So after Channel 4, I worked. So I learned realism, visual arts first, and now we work together, not only doing murals, but my son, Rozalia, Marisa, Romero, we do corporate events. We have event planners, or we have we're in the entertainment business. We do a character art at festivals and private parties, but we usually work corporate. So we go around the whole state drawing for big businesses when they have their company parties and end of the year events. We'll do it. So
right. Yeah, I think what's so neat about me just listening to you, 2 things is that you brought your family with you, and I think that's such a great thing. And another thing is that you turned your gift into a way of making a living. You know, working for the radio station. Off camera, you mentioned you were a photographer too. How neat.
Yeah, I was also I shot at Channel 4. We did the artwork, and I was the one that went in the dark room and shot the finished product that would go on your television set for the commercials. Between breaks, channel. That's how it was done. A Brewers game, we do the artwork, set the type, and stamp it out on acetate.
Okay.
These are things I tell them they should learn how things were done mechanically before by hand.
Right.
Even though computers do everything, what if they break down?
Right.
Also, in that you got to use your hands. You don't
Okay.
have to, but
You should.
yeah. Now the
Right.
kids don't. They use their hands just to hold a cell phone and
Right.
walk around and hit a tree because they're not looking.
Right. So in regards to yourself, so like you mentioned that you started art at a young age.
Yes.
And did you, as a kid, did you take it serious?
Yeah.
Right when you started, or did it take you a while to become
I did.
to take it serious? So
I
tell
went
us about
to Roosevelt Middle School for art, and then I went to Milwaukee Tech, Trade and Technical, and I did commercial art like he did. Then from there I went to MATC for visual, actually it was like graphic design, visual communications.
Greenwood Park Gallery and Framing open for all of your art needs. Located at 4233 West Fond du Lac Avenue, open Mondays through Fridays, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., Saturdays, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Now featuring African American and contemporary artwork for local, national, and international artists. Your local shop for masks and statuettes, mud cloths, royal cloths, and salt lamps. Call 414-444-5166 or follow their Facebook. Greenwood Park Gallery and Framing, 4233 West Fond du Lac Avenue.
That's kind of giving you a taste of all the different types of like media art. And then I had gotten my bachelor's degree at the Illinois Institute of Art. And so basically I started to learn some of the computer side of things. And
digital art, what'd you say?
yes. But I did a lot of drawing. Like I used computer like another form of media.
Right.
So I can do very well drawing on a computer.
Right.
So he and I, when I was in school, started working together because if he wanted anything done on a computer, then we started working on projects together. And then also, like you said, with the caricatures, he had me start. I started that like when I was 19 years old. And yeah.
No, she started it by accident. She would accompany me.
Yeah.
We went way up north. I had a job. We went way up, went to the place, and then the guy that hired us, he came out and said, "Oh, I wanted 2 artists." So I said, "Well, she's the second artist."
Okay.
So I sprung it on her. She did real good.
Yeah,
She's been doing it real good.
He's put me in situations where I've had to like adapt.
Right.
Right on the
Kind of
spot,
putting the
real
pressure
quick.
on you, putting you on the spot, right?
Yeah.
So when was it in your life where you and your dad said, let's do this together, murals and stuff? Where were you at in your life when that decision was made?
It was kind of where I was doing like when I first bought my home.
Okay.
I painted a mural in my kitchen.
Okay.
And it turned out beautiful. And then I started to kind of do more of that, like residential murals. Then I had a friend of mine who told me about that they were looking for a muralist at next door.
Okay.
That's on 54th and Capitol. They have a.
Okay.
So I did a big mural, and they have different rooms that are basically different groups would fund different rooms. So there was a brewer's wife's room. So it was a mural. They wanted like 300 faces. I did 136 actually.
Okay.
And I had to learn how to do it in a quick, like, and basically I learned that because since I was like about 13 years old, I was in the summertime would help him out on painting murals, and he was pretty like the murals was his baby, so I had to prove myself worthy of where he could say, okay, you can do that on your own.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, you had to prove yourself to your dad.
Yeah.
I understand that. So now we're on 28th and Valete right now, and this mural behind us. Give us a little history in regards to it. Now this is your mural, correct?
Actually, we collaborated. I would be the lead artist on this one. And anytime I do any kind of mural projects, I usually run by it with my dad because I like to get his feedback.
Yes.
He sometimes give me feedbacks and like the design, like I would put the stair there. And colors, he gives me like input, and then I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
So I feel like he's like my go-to guy. I also do that with my husband too, where I run things by him. He's like, you have your team of people who are great at giving ideas, creative input. So but yeah, we've been working together. So this particular one, Brad Bernard approached us, approached me and my sister. And then it ended up being where my father and I met with him, and we decided to collaborate on a mural. This particular building, the owner wanted either black musicians or black athletes.
Okay.
So it was where we could choose. I chose the black athletes. At that time, so actually, I'm getting a little confused because I actually painted Giannis like on 3 murals now.
Okay. Right.
This is like the 3rd.
Right.
When I first did like athletes with Giannis, I basically was looking for a representative, somebody that everybody knew, and at that time it was before he was where everybody knew him.
Right.
Yeah,
and
we actually met Giannis right when he came to Milwaukee from Greece, because we have me, all of our whole family, Marisa, myself, and who else?
It was Marisa, so it was...
Palermo's Pizza sponsored all the brewers. I mean, all the brewers, the Bucks. The coaches were there at Palermo's and Menominee Valley. And the players, and they had like a contest where they split.
So we had 3 groups.
It was myself,
I had a group, my sister had a group. She had the group with Giannis in it.
Right.
Marisa had Giannis, and I had some of the other Bucks professional players. We had a team, and we were supposed to make a pizza box.
Where we designed it with the
players. We were supposed to design it with the professional players, and at the end they would see who would win better.
He won.
So it was fun for us. We got to meet them all and got to see the inside story.
And kind of get a little idea of their personalities. Where my sister was
assistant
saying,
coaches were there.
Right.
And at the end they had like an auditorium, and I thought for sure I'm not going to win this.
Yeah. Now. The Artist Connection podcast was generated from many conversations with local artists around the lack of opportunity to showcase their talent. Here at Greenwood Park Gallery and Framing, we recognize our local talent and strive to connect artists with the community. Please enjoy this opportunity to hear from local artists and learn more about what inspires their work.
Greenwood Park Gallery and Framing specializes in custom framing, printing on canvas, and selling contemporary and African American art, all housed in our 3,000 square foot art gallery. We are centrally located in Milwaukee at 4233 West Fond du Lac Avenue. We recognize local artists and strive to connect local talent with the community. We're asking for your support. Contact us to find out how you can help sponsor the work we're doing to highlight local artists in our community.